Hi, everybody. It is Deanna, your spiritual mentor and Akashic Records reader. I teach highly sensitive people, empaths, and starseeds how to take their power back in this extremely chaotic time and how to elevate their consciousness so they're not swimming in all of that overwhelm and anxiety. So, welcome, everybody. It is 2/28 of 2024. And tonight, I'm going to talk a little bit about not only Akashic Records, but I'm also going to talk about the Akashic Records reading of the week, like I do every week. What's happening in the world astrologically that you may be feeling today. And then I'm going to talk a little bit about spiritual gifts. I sent out a questionnaire and I said, hey, what does everybody want to know about? And I got so many people really super interested in their spiritual gifts at this time. So let's get started and welcome everybody. Woohoo! Welcome to Craziness. I actually played today the song Crazy Train by good old Ozzy because that's how it felt today. I don't know how you're feeling, but that's how I've been feeling. So, what's happening? Well, back in January, we knew that the planets all stopped. Well, actually, a couple of them, just stopped in their positions, and that's not normal. And as you know, our Earth has a heartbeat, it has an electromagnetic pull. And as this electromagnetic pull pulls, well, what starts, what makes it go, what keeps it going, and that would be the alignment of the planets, which some people call astronomy or astrology. So as the planets move, it shifts the heartbeat of the Earth or Schumann's resonance, if you want to go look it up. And so that's science. And so back in January, we had a time where planets were stationary for a couple of days, according to our viewpoint from the Earth, and that's not normal. So that was basically a signal or a sign to all of us that something was getting ready to change. And so if you know anything about archery, which I don't know a whole lot, you get your bow ready and then you pull back. And then when you release, it fires in whatever way you pointed it. So, what does that have to do with recent changes? Well, ladies and gentlemen, what that means is today, which is 2/28/2024, and tomorrow, these energy alignments are letting go. So right now, for the next 2 days, they have us held. They haven't quite, they're holding us like this, and it's not quite ready to let go yet. So for the next 2 days, we're being held in this energy. Saturn has a lot to do with it. Astrology, not my expertise. Energy is. So bear with me. The Saturn alignment is helping to hold it in this position. And my guides told me today there are 3 different timelines. A timeline is what we choose to travel down and experience in the physical body, developing our spiritual gifts. And so there's 3 different timelines that are in play. And tomorrow, Thursday, they'll still be in play, and then it's going to let go. And when it lets go, all of us are going to feel it. So, what does that mean? Watch on the world scene for people to take it to the next level. So if there's an agitation going on somewhere and people have just kind of been festering with it, watch it to, if you will, explode. I don't mean literally, because the alignment that we have, the energy shifts we have right now are similar to when they started COVID and did the lockdowns. So I don't know what's going to happen the next couple days. What my guides are telling me is that we have 3 different timelines going on today, and eventually what's going to happen by Thursday, you're going to consciously and spiritually choose which timeline you're going to go down. We have 2 timelines that are in the light, and we have 1 timeline that not so much. So a couple of people asked me today, how can I make sure I'm in the light? Basically, just hold as much positive thought, positivity as you can, and notice what's coming up for you. There are a lot of triggers. This is making us deal with a lot of our shadow poop, or things that might be shady, where maybe we kind of told the truth and not really, and we think, oh, just push it away, and it's not going to do anything, and that stuff is coming up. And so you have to decide at this point, are you going to deal with it? Are you going to own it? take your responsibility for your life and your actions, or are you going to try to squash it down? So that's where it's at, ladies and gentlemen. Just a quick note, need that little ticker tape across the bottom, news flash. So, anyway, all right. I wanted to say a big happy birthday out there to all you leap year babies that are aging slower than we are. Woo, woo, woo! Happy birthday, leap year babies. All right. And now what we're going to do is we're going to do the Akashic record reading for this week. Um, and Akashic records can be accessed one of many ways. I use a pendulum and some charts, which are, pieces of paper with words or ideas on them. And I use my pendulum to do that because it enables me to connect with spirit and flow that through my body, and use the pendulum like a device to, like a pen or pencil, to determine what's happening. And so in that, it's very easy. However, it's not lovely for you people that are watching me, because I don't have a camera on it. And the charts and cards are much prettier. So we just do an Akashic record reading using the cards, intuition, my guides, and any other insights that we might be having coming up. Okay, so we do these readings. I pull one card for the past, which is in the last couple days, for the present coming up, and then going into the next few days. And we're going to do a reading on that. And over here, I have 3 different monitors right now. And so I'd like to say a big shout out to all of my Facebook peeps on my personal page. I don't see that you all have any questions, but you do have a couple thumbs up. Thank you for that. Here on the For Heaven's Sake page, hello to Sarah. Glad that you're doing well. And over here on our Instagram, hello to Jay Travis and Chelsea. Good to see you. Okay, so here's the reading. So this card came upside down. It's called Ace of Earth. It's a very lovely card. It's got a little, I think, a buck on it there. The Ace of Earth. And it came upside down. So what does that mean? It means that the last couple days, I bet a lot of you have been feeling upside down. You've been feeling pressured. You've been feeling like life is going to 90 to nothing, and no matter what you do, you can't keep up with it all. And that could said to be normal, but time is scientifically speeding up. So we are losing a little bit of time every single day, and so we're attempting to do more things in the linear 3D body and not connect to the spirit. And so when you're connected to your spiritual self and you're really involved in doing something, a task, or accomplishing something, when you have that beautiful divine connection and you're doing that task, time will seem to cease or stop because you're in that space or in that bubble. And so this week it was extremely challenging to stay in that space and bubble. And I don't know about you, but I'm working 12-hour days just to stay up with up. Not really getting ahead of anything. All right. So again, yesterday or today, which is Wednesday, and tomorrow, which is Thursday, these planetary alignments are going to put us in a position where we need to own our poop, where you're going to feel lots of pressure, and just let it come. Let whatever emotion is in there out. Of course, not in the misappropriate time, and know that what you're experiencing is to get you to. It's the energy or the universe or God trying to show you what's inside of you that's not positive. And if you can let it go or identify it, or at least say, okay, I realize this is who I am and what's happened, then you can go forward. If you're stuck, you're going to continue to be stuck. And so when I was telling you that archer lets go and that arrow is going to shoot wherever you're pointed for the next 2 years. So if you're not owning your poop, journaling, saying, okay, this is what's happening, for me in my world, even if you don't admit it out loud or you choose not to address it, knowing that it's there, identifying it, and have it, have it where you can address it. That's the most important thing right now, okay? Because the next 2 years, it's going to decide Is your heart open? Are you on the side of the light, or is your heart closed and you're on the side of the light but you feel dark, or are you all the way on the dark? That's it. That's the 3 timelines. All right, what we will be experiencing after Thursday, thankfully, is called the Four of Air. The Four of Air. And that is awesome and amazing because this gal here, she's got a beautiful golden light up there. I often associate, God's spirit source with gold, and it's air, and air gives us lift, and she even has angel wings, which is funny because one of the topics that I'll be presenting coming up here really soon is how to talk to your angels, how to know if they're talking back to you, how to have conversations, that kind of thing. So that's what we're going to be seeing. You all, if you're struggling, if you're upset, if you're anxious, a lot of anxiety, it's about coming into a position of alignment with spirit and letting things flow. Okay? In my world right now, there's a lot of things that are moving, a lot of moving parts and pieces, and it's really scary because I like to control. How many of you out there are Leos and like to be in control? Woohoo! Or Sagittarius. I know there's other signs, but it's just there's certain signs we like to be in control, rule our kingdom, so to speak. All right, whoo, doggies. Okay, so after that, so I totally and completely recommend that you start connecting with your divine guidance, that you flow and you allow things to flow, because if you don't, it's not going to be too happy for you. All right. And then going forward for the rest of the week, we're going to experience the Tower card. The Tower card in a lot of decks, that means a lot of different things. In this case, we have a big future in front of us, and we may feel like we are on the hairy edge, on the top, like we are so done. I've got to get, I got to get out of here. I've got to exit this story that I've created in my life, and you feel like you're locked up in a tower where you can't get out. So to you, I am telling you to assess, to write down, to evaluate, to type out what's happening for you and have a look at it on paper. It will look different on paper than it does in your head, and it's not as bad as you think. If you need immediate help, of course, call 911. Okay, that's what they're there for. If you're not at that point, you can call the bookstore at, for heaven's sake, I'll be there tomorrow in person in Denver at 303-964-9339. And I think I had 4 slots left. That's it. And I can help you to clear the energies, transmute the karma, look and see what's going on. Why are you stuck in this tower? What can we do to free you, to help free you? And so most of my clients, when they leave, they say they feel lighter, like a world weight was lifted off of them, or a demon was taken off of them, or a hex or a curse or something. Some people, it even shifts their physical body health. So I'll be there tomorrow, and I have a few slots left, and you can either go to forheavensake.com and click on practitioners or readings. And Denver, there's 2 locations. You want the Denver location, and my name is Deanna. So you just click on that. If you can't make it to the bookstore, you can always book anyway, and then we can do a Zoom or a FaceTime or a phone call and get your situation taken care of. Then now I'm going to switch over to the hidden gifts. I did want to give you this. When I was shuffling the cards tonight, the messenger of fire popped out, which I thought was extremely hilarious. The messenger of fire. She's a beautiful woman, by the way. But you see that? Sometimes people say that, at least to me, they say you're always running around like a woman with her hair on fire. So the chicken with the head cut off. And this woman is illuminating. She's illuminating, and look at her looking off into the distance. She's thinking and contemplating, which direction am I going? And I couldn't have said it better. What direction are you going? All right. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit on Instagram. There was a post that went around, didn't quite make it to Facebook, about talking about spiritual gifts. And so I'm going to talk to you now, for the next few weeks, a little bit about spiritual gifts so you can know that you have them, that you can be aware and awake that you have them. And if you need to know what to do with them, then reach out to me, because what I'm doing is helping those of you whose spiritual gifts are bubbling up inside and you're not sure what's happening. Part of my job on this planet is to help you to realize, harness, develop your gifts. Okay, so one of the topics that someone asked me to talk on was, what are your hidden gifts, or how do you know that you have them? So one of the ways that I knew that I had spiritual gifts, that I had the gift of healing, and also the gift of knowing, is because people would exploit me. And it's not a very pretty subject. But I'm going to ask you, if you have extrasensory perception, or if you know things other people don't know, or you really deeply feel, or perhaps you pull people's energy into yourself because they're hurting. I want you to think about how many people have exploited you, either on purpose or not. So my story was that, in my early 20s, I went to work in customer service or public service type jobs because I wanted to help people, and I didn't really know how. I didn't know, what did that look like. There was nobody there to teach me or train me. And so I would get hired at companies, usually in some kind of a customer relations or public relations. And my bosses would come to me and they would want to know something, usually information about an event or a situation, and they were trying to gather information about it before it happened so they could prepare for it. And nobody really knows what's going to happen at an event or a gathering. Not really. I mean, you can have an agenda and invite people and all that, but nobody's going to know how it turns out. And so after several years of working for the same person, and found they would call me to their office and then they would ask me, and I'm like, I don't know. And then they would push me and push me. And finally something would pop out of my mouth that I had no way of knowing where that came from. And they'd say, thank you. And it would come into fruition. Has that ever happened to you, where people come to you for answers and you seem to be able to tell them what's going to happen and you don't know how that you know? Well, that's a gift of knowing. That could also be the gift of prophecy, depending on, what you're telling them. How many of you can identify with that? If you can get a hearts or a thumbs up, you all are so quiet tonight. I know that if I don't get any hearts or thumbs up, it means that you all are either soaking it in or I'm not doing my job right. So if you can give me a thumbs up or a how you doing, okay, you all must be asleep. So that's one of the ways that I knew that I had gifts, is because people would ask me things that I had no way of knowing. Oh, good. Okay, good. I got a couple of reactions over here. Thank you for that. And another way that you might know is if you feel really super drained after you're around people that, a neurotypical person would call draining, but you feel extra drained. And so, as a highly sensitive empath, we have lots of energy, and people will intuitively know they can plug into us and drain us. And so, a lot of my clients who are nurses or nurses' aides or people that work in the healthcare industry with the elderly will come to me and they're just so drained. And they don't know why, other than the jobs are very demanding. And what happens is, when you walk into the room to help your person or your patient, they intuitively know that you are a giver, that you have, if you will, healing energy. And they will plug into you like a light socket. And they will drain that energy. And if you're not aware of that and you don't know how to shield yourself, it becomes very draining. So look for that as a sign also. If you have any other questions about, am I spiritually gifted or how do I know, be sure and write me, send me a message. If you're on the Facebook page for my personal Facebook page, then, just send me a private message. You can do the same on Instagram. If you're here on For Heaven's Sake, you might go to the store, call, give me your information, and I will call you back and see what's happening for you. And I really appreciate it, because I'm attempting to educate you all. And since this is a fairly new question, I'm not sure what you want to know, what you don't want to know, if you want to hear my stories or you just have questions. All right, I'm going to go ahead and look here in the feed and see if we have any questions tonight. Let's see what we've got. Okay, over here on my personal Facebook page, I do not see any questions from you all. And it looks like we don't have any questions on Instagram either. So it looks like the questions I have here are, let's see here, are on Facebook. So let's go ahead and answer those. So welcome Sarah to the show. Cassandra, nice to see you, Cassandra. You have a great smile there on your picture. Very nice. Siri, oh Siri, I bet you get this a lot. I love your name. She says, can I have a reading, please? Okay, Siri, your reading for tonight is Let Love Light the Way. Let love light the way. So whatever you're going through right now, Siri, you have to be courageous. Don't be discouraged.
Is there something else I can
And
help
let
with?
love and light, lead the way for you. And what's funny is I said your name, and now my um, now my sorry, my oh sorry, got distracted over here. Now my page I have over here. Um, my iPad heard me call your name and said, "Is there something I can do for you?" So anyway, that's funny. But on a serious note, sir, you've got so much on your plate right now. That's what I'm feeling intuitively, anyway. And um, I'm going to tell you to let love light the way. That's one of the cards I have here. Not an Akashic Records card. It's real pretty. To let love light the way. Write down all your worries, what's going on for you. Wrap them up in a piece of paper and toss them in the trash, or burn it responsibly. So I hope that answers your question. Have a great night. Um, Michelle says, could I have a card pull? Of course, Michelle. Let's see what's in there for you. You're welcome. Oh my goodness. So, Michelle, you're hysterical. The card I pulled for you is called Not For You. A little fortune cookie, and it says Not For You. So, what it feels like for me is that there's a window in your life that is there, that God, Spirit, or Source has put there for you. It's not a literal window, but it's a window of opportunity, a way to get out, a way to succeed, a way to move forward. And then right below that is the fortune that you could have if you went through this window. It feels more like love, romance than it does anything else. And then there's another option, not the window, but there's another option that's not for you that you're focused on. So please do not miss the opportunity that's right there, that's right under your nose, because you're looking at something else. All right? I'm going to go ahead and close that out. Thank you for the question. Let's see here. Before I go to the next question, I'm going to check my other Facebook feeds. Okay, it looks like still don't have any questions from my other Facebook page. And looks like Dana is aboard with us. Nice to see you, Dana, over here on Instagram. All right. So whoever I'm reading next is making me giggle. Susan, good evening. Can I have a reading, please? Thank you. Susan, what's up in your world? If you feel like you could share and you want to put it down in the feed. Susan, you're cracking me up. I just started smiling when I'm thinking of you. So I'm not sure what's happening for you. You wanted a card pulled, and all I can do is smile. So that tells me there's something wonderful in your life. Oh, I got goose pimples too. You got all kinds of good things coming. So just embrace them, be open. If you don't know what the good things are, ask God, Spirit, Source to show your beautiful self. All right, Susan, I'm going to go ahead and close that out. And you're welcome. I won't say your name, Siri, otherwise my iPad might start talking to me. All right. And Gail, how are you doing tonight? And then I'll pull this one for you, Gail. You just say me. So I'm not sure if you're saying me because you can relate to what's going on, or, oh, okay, here's your question. Okay, great. Will tomorrow be a successful day for me? So, Gail, what I'm hearing, interesting, Gail, what your guides are telling me is I hear alligators. So I'm not sure what you're doing tomorrow. I don't think you're going to go down to the swampland where there's actual alligators. But to me, when I hear that word, I feel like, you know, in the cartoons, sometimes they'll have alligators in the water, and the heroine will be running, and she just steps on each alligator just long enough to get to the next one and get to the other side. So that's what it feels like to me. And it also means that success for you tomorrow, your successful day, is right in the palm of your hands. So, Gail, before you go out tomorrow, take a moment to create a giant, beautiful bubble of energy and put into that ball just by speaking into it. I'm going to have a successful day. My day will be easy and effortless. Everything I need is going to come to me today, and I'm celebrating receiving whatever it is you need. And then take that ball and send it out to the universe before you start your day, about 15 minutes before you start your day. And then the universe will receive the message and deliver. And any of you watching tonight, you can do that. That's not a problem. It's very easy. I'm going to go ahead and close out Susan's question. Chelsea says, can you pull a card for me? Absolutely, Chelsea. Um, So I had some cards earlier that I used to send out when I would send people their notes, and before I was doing email, I'd write hand notes and I'd send them in the mail. And I had some cards left over that I would send in their, their envelope. And those came out today, Chelsea. And so I put a bunch of them up here on the desk in case they came up in a reading. And here's your reading, Chelsea. It's I don't remember what deck this comes from, but I don't know, it's like just feel good messages or something. I don't remember. But this says, here's your card. I am one with the power and the wisdom of the universe. I claim this power, and it is easy for me to stand up for myself. Mwah. You get them, girl, and I'll see you soon, Chelsea. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and close that out. Thank you for your question. Hi, Cheryl. Good to have you aboard. Oh, thank you for the hearts. All right. Let's see. And Gail, we answered your question about it being a successful day. You can create anything you like. And Susan, you are so welcome. So again, I don't see any other questions for my other Facebook peeps. So remember, everybody, this is an important day. Tomorrow will also be important. Just keep your eye on the world scene. There might be some, things unsettling, in our world tomorrow. There might be some clashes with different factions or orders and stuff, and just keep an eye out for it. In your own life, look at what's coming up. Look at where you feel uneasy, if you have indigestion, acid reflux, and then get to the bottom of that journal and do the best you can to move forward and release it. If it's karmic, if it's a family hex or a curse, or you feel like, you got a dark cloud over your head everywhere you go, then call 303-964-9339. That's For Heaven's Sake Book in Denver. We'll be there tomorrow in person. And if that fills up and you're not able to get in, ask to book for the next week or leave me a message and I can give you a call back. So I am so glad. Oh, Sarah, wait, here's one more question. Sarah says, did I pass my test yesterday? My anxiety is through the roof. Okay, Sarah, anxiety being through the roof is part of this transition of yesterday and today. So what a day for you to take your test. I'm getting that you passed your test, and when I asked about it, the first thing I heard in my head was 9. and then I heard 90. So I'm not sure what those numbers mean based on whatever test you were taking, but from the reading I'm getting, you passed it. So to help you with the anxiety between now and the time you get your results, just breathe and know that if that door is opening for you with whatever test you took, you're going to fly in colors and in you go. If you did not pass that test for whatever reason, then God, Spirit, Source has another door waiting for you. Just say, please show it to me, okay? And that goes for anybody who's looking for a test or something. So, all right, big hugs and kisses to everybody. I will see you here next week. And again, happy birthday to all the leap year babies who are aging slower than we are. And my name is Deanna. I'll be at For Heaven's Sake Book tomorrow in Denver for in-person readings. And you can private message me if you'd like to reach out and share your story or question about spiritual gifts. That's what I'm doing. And I'm asking for people that, if you have a question or something, you can send me an email so that I can cover those on these videos, and get some traction for you all to know. Am I a weirdo? Am I crazy? Am I nuts? Did I really see that thing out of the corner of my eye? How could I have possibly known that? These are all spiritual gifts. And if I know what you all want to hear more about, I will share stories with you. I will share success stories of clients I've worked with that we've helped so you can get an idea for yourself. All right, big hugs and kisses to everybody. Have a great and wonderful night, and we'll see you next week.